Hello students, welcome to Daily Chronicles by Abhiram IAS Academy. So, ee roju Daily Chronicles lo let's see the newspaper analysis. So, ఏవైతే హిందూ, ఇండియన్ ఎక్స్ప్రెస్, PIBలో ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆర్టికల్స్ ఉంటాయో అవి సెలెక్ట్ చేసి I am going to explain those in detail. Clear? So, అలా let's see the first article. Our first article is about the governor's case. That too, Tamil Nadu governor's case. You all know this is a pending bills issue case since the ages. Since 2020 nunchi, the bills are pending with the governor. So, ippudu emaindi enduku malli news lo undi ante Supreme Court stepped in due to egregious situation in Tamil Nadu governor's case. So, five judges bench headed by CJI, that is Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gavai, has said that Supreme Court enduku picture loki ravalsi ochindi ante because since 2020 10 bills are pending with the governor. So alantappudu em avutundi ante this case is becoming governor versus state of Tamil Nadu, government versus state of Tamil Nadu. But who is the head of the state? Head of the state evaru? Governor. According to Article 200, governor has three powers with respect to the bills. With respect to the state bills, governor is having three powers. One, giving assent, granting of assent. Second, withholding of assent, that is withholding of bill. And third, he can reconsider, he can send back, he can return it to government for reconsideration. And ఇంకొకటి కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఇంకో పవర్ ఏంటి అంటే he can pass these bills to the president. He can give these bills to the president. So according to Article 200, he is having these three powers: granting the bill, withholding the bill, returning back the bill to the government for reconsideration. He can also pass the bill to the president. Clear? కానీ సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ ఏం చెప్తుంది అంటే, see governor, 10 bills are pending from the year 2020. This is 2025. Bills అనేవి 10 bills అనేవి మీరు forever, it's not forever. There is certain limited period of time. 10 bills are withholding with you, what you're doing అని చెప్పేసి అడుగుతుంది అన్నట్టు. So this is the issue చూసాము. These are the powers with respect to Article 200 for the governor. Article 200 is telling that a governor can either give the assent, withhold the assent, return it to the state assembly for reconsideration. But Constitution doesn't say that the governor can sit on a bill forever. Clear? And inkoka step enti, he can give these bills according to Article 201. Article 201, when the governor is passing the bills to the president, then president ki elanti rights untayi? Giving the assent, withholding the assent. If it is a non-money bill, president withholds the assent. If it is a money bill, she has to give assent on that. Clear? If the president for non-money bills, if the president withholds assent, the president can direct the governor to send back the bill to the legislature for reconsideration. The legislature is required to act in 6 months. Within 6 months, if the bill is passed again, then it must be resubmitted to the president for the final approval. And according to Article 207, no money bill can be introduced in the assembly without the recommendation of the governor of the state, so that what happens? Money bills almost will get approved. Money bill పెడుతున్నారు అంటే it is by recommendation of the governor. then the approval will be in a smooth way. But see, from 10 years, Tamil Nadu government bills are pending with the governor. That is the issue happening, and Supreme Court is telling that, see governor, you're not having right to sit on the bills forever. Clear? So now what is happening is, it is becoming governor versus state of Tamil Nadu. Actually, state of Tamil Nadu eppudu antamo cases paranga antamo, but it is happening like Tamil Nadu government. Governor versus government. That is Tamil Nadu government. Who is governor? Governor is the head of the state. But now what he is doing ante what Tamil Nadu government is telling is that governor, rather than being the head of the state, he is acting as a central agency ani cheptunnaru. Clear? So that is disturbing the balance. Now, we have dealt with Article 200. What are the powers with the governor? Bills paranga governor ki elanti rights untayi. Article 201, when governor is passing bills to the president, what president can do with respect to non-money bills and money bills? Now, I have a question for you. This is mains question, mains answer writing practice. So, mains answer writing practice. Mains answer writing practice have been started in Abhiram IAS Academy. So, evaraina mains answer writing practice kavali anukunnappudu, you can come and talk to us and know the further details. So, the question for today is, the office of the governor was envisioned as a constitutional link between the state and the union, but it has increasingly become a site of conflict. Examined with reference to the governor's power to grant or withhold the assent to the bills under Article 200. So, this is question for today. This is mains question for today. Once again, the office of the governor was envisioned as a constitutional link between the union and the state, but it has increasingly become a site of conflict. Examine with reference to the governor's power to grant or withhold the assent to the bills under your Article 200. Clear? Now, the next article is about salt crocodiles, salt water crocodiles. So, the article is telling that salt water crocodile population in Bengal Sundarban Biosphere Reserve shows substantial increase, said the survey. Now, we can see in West Bengal, you are having the world's largest mangrove ecosystem, that is your Sundarban Biosphere Reserve. Ee Sundarban Biosphere Reserves lo sea water crocodile population substantially increase avutundi ani cheppesi article. So, species and use, it is important to study. Let's see the overall thing, habitat and also the protection status. Okay, what the report said is that a new survey by the West Bengal Forest Department shows that population of sea water crocodiles has gone up in the Sundarban Biosphere Reserve compared to the last year. This increase is especially seen in hatchlings, that is baby crocodiles, which are normally very rare to spot in Sundarban's difficult terrain. Clear? So, let's see the overview of this thing. Sea water crocodiles. India lo question ela adigochu. Sea water crocodiles ante crocodile జాతికి సంబంధించిన క్వశ్చన్ అడగొచ్చు. ముగ్గర్స్ గురించి అడగొచ్చు. ముగ్గర్ crocodile గురించి అడగొచ్చు. Yeah, you can see here. It is one of the 3 crocodiles native to India అని ఇస్తాడు. When it is given native to India, yes, it is correct statement. Native to Indian subcontinent along with mugger crocodile and also about the gharials. So either question gharials గురించి అడగొచ్చు, sea water crocodile గురించి అడగొచ్చు, mugger crocodiles గురించి అడగొచ్చు. Clear? And the habitat where you can find almost sea water ఉన్నప్పుడు Sundarbans areas లో Bhitarkanika, second largest mangrove ecosystem in India and also in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So, the salt is today found in 3 locations in India, that is Sundarbans, world's largest mangrove ecosystem, second Bhitarkanika, again second largest mangrove ecosystem, and further Andaman and Nicobar Islands also. Ippudu dini protection status anedi important. So, the protection status if we see, it is least concern in your IUCN Red List. CITES, what are CITES abbreviation? Convention International Trade in Endangered Species, and it is placed in Appendix 1. That is, it is strictly prohibiting the trade. No international trade. Next, Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 India lo consider cheste, it is provided with highest legal protection. Schedule 1 lo untundi. Only in IUCN Red List it is least concern, but rather all the other things have been given highest protection. CITES have given in Appendix 1, and Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 has considered it in Schedule 1. Is this clear? So, Mugri crocodiles gurinchi important, gharials gurinchi important, crocodile ki gharials ki differentiation enti ani adugochu, వీటి habitats ఏంటి అని అడగొచ్చు, or else వీటి ప్రొఫైల్ అడగొచ్చు, నేటివ్ కాంటినెంట్ ఎక్కడ అని అడగొచ్చు, నేటివ్ కంట్రీ ఏది అని అడగొచ్చు, ప్రొటెక్షన్ స్టేటస్ అడగొచ్చు. దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు యువర్ ప్రిలిమ్స్. క్లియర్? నో, నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్టికల్. నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్టికల్ ఇస్ హౌ ఇండియాస్ యూత్ కెన్ ఛాలెంజ్ ది యుఎస్ టారిఫ్స్. సో ఇది మెయిన్స్ పరంగా రిక్వైర్డ్ ఉంటుంది అని చెప్తున్నాను. దిస్ ఇస్ ఇన్ టెక్స్ట్ అండ్ కాంటెక్స్ట్. దిస్ ఇస్ గివెన్ ఇన్ టెక్స్ట్ అండ్ కాంటెక్స్ట్. ఫిజికల్ పేపర్లో లేదు, డిజిటల్ వర్షన్ పేపర్లో ఉంటుంది, చూడండి. సో హౌ ఇండియాస్ యూత్ కెన్ ఛాలెంజ్ ది యుఎస్ టారిఫ్స్. ఓవరాల్ గా ఐమ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ యూ. ఇట్ ఈస్ టెల్లింగ్ దట్ one out of every 5 young people in the world lives in India. At a time when the youth population is declining, not only in high income countries, but also in China, the multitude of its young will be India's trump card. So overall ga, how India's youth population can reduce this tariff challenge on cheppesi article. The article is good, it will be useful for mains also. So in essence enti, ela rayochu answer ani explain chestanu. So the article is telling that India is having largest young population in the world. 1 in 5 young people belongs to India. So 1 in 5 young people globally lives in India. Around 120 million students enrolled in secondary schools and colleges are there in India, which is equal to Japan's population. Around 120 million students. See, India is highest populated country. Allah, if we see in youth population, around 120 million students are enrolled in secondary education schools and colleges. That is, which is approximately equal to Japan's population. Clear? And further, compared to aging West and China, India's demographic advantage is huge. If this youth is properly trained, skill developed, and if it is supporting the farmers, then they can fuel the domestic consumption and they can become global knowledge economy leaders. For example, India immigrants in US, like engineering, doctors, entrepreneurs, already contribute heavily to American innovation. Now, what does all people come back to India? See, like in an extreme cases, what if Donald Trump keeps 100% tariffs? For an extreme situation, let's think. Supporting the domestic nation is very important. Clear? Like mana China lo kuda, China, it takes fuel ante crude oil greater than India from Russia. But tariffs ekkada ekku unnavi? India ki tariffs అనేవి ఎక్కువ చేశారు and China ki tariffs అనేవి తక్కువ చేశారు. Such that if you take Vietnam's an export product, if Vietnam is charging 10 rupees, మన exports ఏమవుతున్నాయి? It is almost 12 rupees or 15 rupees with this tariffs. So we are becoming uncompetitive there. Clear? Rather than what we can do, what the youth can do, youth should support the domestic nation. That is, it should support our nation, India. How it is supporting, what we can do anedi next dantlo chudamu. So the US blocks young Indians via visa restrictions and job restrictions, then America itself will lose in long term. This is one positive news for us. Yes, this is correct. This is appropriate. Now, what Indian youth can do? It can diversify its export markets. Like, look beyond the US. Rather than US, we can see for Asian countries, African country, European Union and Latin America also. Yesterday also we have discussed we should not keep all the eggs in one US basket. And next, strengthen its domestic market. Obviously, in the youth population unnappudu, we can contribute to the nation. We can also invest in R&D and technology. We can support the farmers. We can support the local farmers. Rather than buying our imported products, imported fruits like blueberries gani, అలాంటి ఫ్రూట్స్ ని కొనే బదులు ఇండియాలో లోకల్ మార్కెట్ లో దొరికే వెజిటేబుల్స్, ఇండియా లోకల్ మార్కెట్ లో దొరికే ఫ్రూట్స్ ని కొనడం వల్ల కూడా వీ కెన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవర్ ఎకనామీ అండ్ support the farmers, that is protect agriculture from US pressure while modernizing farming for the competitiveness. We can skill develop our youth, harness India's youth by investing heavily in health, education and training. Atmanirbhar Bharat, made in India products we can buy. Clear? Reduce the over dependency on foreign markets and strengthening manufacturing boosts the local demand. So this is the way forward what we can do. How we can reduce the challenges with respect to the tariffs. Clear? One is diversify the exports. That is not only from US, we can diversify our exports to Asian countries, Africa, European Union, Latin America. And also strengthening our domestic market. Invest in R&D and technology, support the farmers, skill development, Atmanirbhar Bharat push. See, that article is very good. It is explained in Hindu text and context once you read, and you can take many points from that. And now, the last article is, it is given in TIB, National Critical Minerals Mission. Then context enti ante, enduku news lo undi ante, Prime Minister shares an article highlighting the government's landmark initiatives such as National Critical Minerals Mission, Mission Sudarshan Chakra and Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. I have been already explained. So today I am focusing on two other things, that is National Critical Minerals Mission and National Deep Water Exploration. So with the name itself we can understand something about the critical minerals. Critical minerals ante enti? Critical minerals ante the minerals which are useful for boosting our economy and also our supply chain. So critical minerals are those minerals that are very essential for economic development and national security. Economic importance plus supply risk is our criticality of the mineral. Such that India has been identified 30 critical minerals. So a committee has been formed by Ministry of Mines in the November 2022, identifying 30 critical minerals. 24 are included in Part D of the Schedule 1 of the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act, such that when it is included in Schedule like Part D, that means that mineral has to be granted by the central government exclusively. Authority ever kontundi? Only central government kontundi. Clear? When it is critical mineral which is put in Part D, who is having the authority? Only the central government is having the authority to take it up or to mine that critical mineral. The whole and sole rights will be with the center. To auction, mining leases and composite licenses for these minerals also. Clear? Now, so what is the objective of this mission ante? To secure the supply chain, to strengthen the value chains, whole of the government approach, that is collaborating with the other, between ministries, PSUs, private sector and research institutions. So the primary objectives enti ante three primary objectives: securing the supply chain, strengthening the value chains and whole of government approach. So secure supply chains enti ante ensuring that availability of critical minerals is there from domestic and foreign resources. For example, lithium is a critical mineral. Why? Because it is useful in EV vehicles. Lithium resource enti? In India, at least you see in Jammu and Kashmir side. But where we are getting from foreign countries lithium triangle untundi. Lithium triangle ABC. Argentina, Brazil and Chile. From there we are exporting, which is very useful for the country's EV production and even in mobile manufacturing kuda. Then strengthening value chains, that is develop technological, regulatory and financial ecosystems, focusing on innovation, skill development, beneficiation processing and recycling. Whole of government collaborating between different ministries. This is the objective. Now let's see the significance. What is impact of this critical mineral mission with respect to India? This is securing the mineral supply chain for India's clean energy sector, boosting domestic manufacturing, EV batteries and renewable energy components, strengthening India's position in global critical mineral market, attracting the foreign market and private investment in mining and mineral processing. This is a significance with respect to that project. Now, last one is National Deep Water Exploration Mission. In the name itself, it is there. Deep water, oceans kelli mineral ni explore chestunnam. Why this is useful again? For research and development. Minerals purpose ka, minerals are very important to India. So, this is a flagship energy security initiative to explore untapped offshore oil and gas reserves beneath India's seabed and operates in mission mode for accelerated offshore exploration. My nodal ministry ever untaru? Petroleum, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. What is the object? Object is important to know. Object it is flagship energy security initiative to explore the untapped offshore oil and gas reserves. Is it clear? Now, what is the objective of this? Objective is very easy. See, reduce the import dependency on crude oil, as now we are importing from Russia. So, reduce import dependency on crude oil and also about the natural gas. Such that enhancing the domestic hydrocarbon production to meet the growing demand and also strengthening the long-term energy security and resilience, advancing the Atmanirbhar Bharat in the energy sector. This is the important objectives. And what are the key features with respect to this mission? Deep water focus, like we are exploring the offshore minerals, offshore zones like Andaman and Nicobar and Andhra coast also. And further, policy reform backing, that is, it is linked to open acreage licensing policy and also pro-investment of legislative changes. We are linking this mission to our other policies also, that is hydrocarbon policies, open acreage licensing policy. And large scale building, we are investing almost 1 million plus square kilometers of, we are investing and also we are going for 1 million plus square kilometers of earlier where we are not supposed to go, now we are going there and exploring the minerals. Why? To reduce the dependency mostly. And further, advanced technology, that is seismic surveys we are doing, modern drilling, AI-enabled exploration tools for exploring these things. And further, public-private collaboration, this is important. It is also encouraging the participation of the global players and also private players. Clear? So, this is like objective and significance of the National Deep Ocean Mineral Policy. Deep Ocean Mission. Clear? So, this article is important from Hindu, Indian Express and PIB.